Leaders of the People's Alliance in Jammu and Kashmir have attacked and ridiculed Union Home Minister Amit Shah over his allegation that they are involved in getting foreign forces to intervene into the scrapping of Article 370 and bringing back terror and turmoil. Both Omar Abdullah and Mehbooba Mufti, arch rivals who came together to fight the restoration of special status, suggested that the minister was upset at the prospect of a contest with the local powers during the election. Ms. Mehbooba Mufti tweeted that making such allegations does not suit the BJP. Irony died a million deaths since it's BJP itself that violates the constitution day in and day out. That's what her tweet read. Now, former Chief Minister Omar Abdullah tweeted, "I can understand the frustration behind this attack by the Honorable Home Minister. He had been briefed that the People's Alliance was preparing to boycott elections. This would have allowed the BJP a newly formed King's Party a free run in Jammu and Kashmir. We didn't oblige them." That's what Omar Abdullah tweeted. Now, earlier in the day, Amit Shah, in a series of strongly worded tweets, said that the Gupkar Alliance, that the Gupkar gang is going global. They want foreign forces to intervene in Jammu and Kashmir. The Gupkar gang also insults India's tricolour. Do Sonia ji and Rahul ji support such moves of the Gupkar gang? They should make their stand crystal clear to the people of India. He also went on to say that Jammu and Kashmir has been, is and will always remain an integral part of India. Indian people will no longer tolerate an unholy global Gathbandhan against our national interest. Either the Gupkar gang swims along with the national mood or else the people will sink it. Here's what Ravi Shankar Prasad said.
ऐसा है, इस पर मैंने कल विस्तार से प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस किया था और बहुत अमित शाह जी ने सही लिखा है, ट्वीट किया है कि क्या है उनकी कहानी। महबूबा मुफ्ती कहती हैं जब तक कश्मीर का झंडा नहीं आएगा तब तक भारत का तिरंगा नहीं लहराएंगे, और श्रीमान फारूक अब्दुल्ला कहते हैं कि हम 370 को वापस लाने के लिए चीन का भी सहयोग लेंगे। पाकिस्तान से तो दोनों बातचीत की बात कर ही रहे हैं। तो आज आतंकवाद पर बहुत हमारी सेनाएं भारी पड़ी है, सुरक्षा भारी पड़ी है। आज वहां के लोग आतंकवाद से उबे हैं, अब लोकल टेररिस्ट नहीं आते, तो ये सब सारी खुराफात उसी के लिए की जा रही है।
Now, last week, Farooq Abdullah, the chairman of the Gupkar Alliance, had said that they are not the enemies of the nation, but of the BJP.
ये जो आप लोगों ने प्रोपेगेंडा फैलाया कि हम देश के दुश्मन हैं, हम देश के दुश्मन नहीं हैं। हाँ, हम बीजेपी के दुश्मन जरूर हैं। वो यहाँ हिंदू को अलग, मुसलमान को अलग, सिख को अलग, ईसाई को अलग खड़ा करना चाहते हैं। हम महात्मा गांधी के हिंदुस्तान को मानते हैं जहाँ सब बराबर हैं। वो हिंदू हो, वो सिख हो, मुसलमान, ईसाई हो, कोई भी हो, वो कश्मीर का हो, आंध्रा का हो, तमिलनाडु का हो या कहीं का भी हो, हम उस चीज को मानते हैं।
All right, joining me on this big story is Nazir Masoodi from Srinagar and Neeta Sharma from Delhi. Nazir, to you first, very strong statement from the Home Minister and a strong hit back from the National Conference and the PDP. Is this all related to the local upcoming elections?
Looks like, and what Omar Abdullah has said in his tweet, and so is Mehbooba Mufti, so clearly they say BJP seems to be rattled because they were feeling, they were thinking, and their calculation was that this alliance which has come up to fight for the restoration of J&K's special constitutional status and statehood will boycott elections. But they surprised everybody when last week in Jammu, they announced that they will contest elections and that too jointly.
Yeah.
And when the parties who have a broad base across Jammu and Kashmir, who have ruled the state for last 70 years, all the bitter rivals will come together on the one platform and contest elections, and it becomes very tough for BJP or any other opponent.
Yes.
So they are saying they didn't oblige BJP by boycotting
Right.
these elections. That's what they are saying.
Right. Neeta, what prompted this statement from the Home Minister? What are your sources in the Home Ministry telling you?
See, Rohit, we have to understand, the crucial as to where the Jammu and Kashmir is. It is, surrounded by hostile neighbors, whether it's Ladakh, China, or whether it's Pakistan. So BJP has always been, saying that Article 370 had to be done away with. That is how, people from Jammu and Kashmir are going to get integrated with the rest of India. But why is BJP now suddenly talking about this, and that too from the office, from the chair of the Union Home Minister? As Nazir was pointing out, the local body elections play a crucial role in this statement as far as this statement is concerned of the Union Home Minister.
Yes.
The 8-phase election, which starts on November 28th, and also the land reform laws which the BJP had recently brought, it's going to play out differently in Jammu region, differently in Ladakh region, and differently in Kashmir region. Obviously, the BJP is dithering because it knows, it might have a fallback. It might have, it might go against them as far as even the Jammu region is concerned. So that is why they are again trying to build up this narrative of Article 370, how this Gupkar gang is trying to, play out. Both Omar Abdullah and also Mehbooba Mufti have hit back, saying that they are not any sort of a gang, they are just political parties who are trying to participate in elections democratically. Earlier, when these local body elections had taken place, none of these parties had taken part, and BJP that time had claimed that they have got a massive victory. But now, with the seat sharing formula, which too Nazir was also pointing out that Congress has also joined, and BJP is a little shaky on the ground as to what kind of a reaction it would evoke, especially after these land reform laws were introduced by them recently.
Yes.
Rohit?
Nazir, one more quick question to you. The Gupkar parties are, of course, saying that the Home Minister's attack is a result of they not boycotting the elections and instead supporting the democratic process. But is there a sentiment on the ground that these parties have sort of normalized the centre's decision on 370 and special status by participating in this election? How are the Gupkar parties dealing with that sentiment, if that exists there on the ground?
Well, it has been a double-edged sword for the alliance, this People's Alliance, the amalgam of 7 parties in Jammu and Kashmir. Not contesting elections, they would have been accused, look, they are not for democracy, they are not for the grassroots democracy. But at the same time, contesting them, would many say they're normalizing the decision made by the center. But the way Amit Shah, Home Minister, and the BJP has attacked them, it will help them on the ground in many ways. Because that is what perhaps these parties also want. The BJP, particularly Home Minister, making such strong, worded statement against them, calling them anti-national, and these parties are saying, look, it's only in J&K, in this country, where participating in electoral process makes you corrupt and anti-national. And they are saying that BJP wanted them, perhaps they thought, and the feedback to the central leadership was perhaps this alliance is going to boycott, but that has not happened. This alliance surprised everybody when they decided to contest elections. Why there was a confusion the mainstream parties would boycott elections? Because before abrogation of 370, there were panchayat elections and local body elections. All the regional parties, National Conference and PDP, they boycotted these elections. They wanted assurance from the center that you should assure us that you will not fiddle with the Article 370. So everybody was assuming after abrogation of 370, and Gupkar declaration is actually based on to restore the Article 370 and statehood. How can these parties participate in elections before this, this goal is achieved? But they surprised everybody and said, look, we will contest election to put our representative character. So perhaps these parties may speak from the position of strength when they win these elections.
Right.
That would be a bigger challenge for the BJP and the central leadership. If these parties sweep these elections, we don't know what will happen, because it is a major alliance of all the regional parties, that it would be a difficult thing. The question is, who will swim with the public mood in J&K after the outcome of elections, and who will sink after the results are out.
All right, Nazir Masoodi and Neeta Sharma, thanks very much for joining us with your perspective on this story. Let's take it to the politicians now. Joining me on the phone line is Brigadier Anil Gupta of the BJP and Wahidur Rahman of the PDP. Brigadier Gupta, to you first. Calling an alliance of political parties a gang, does this behove the ruling party at the centre? Brigadier Gupta, can you hear me?
Parties. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, Rohit, very well. When the hands of the leaders of these parties are soaked with the bloods of innocent Kashmiris, why can't they be called gang?
This
They
is
are
an alliance of
responsible for
political
bloodshed.
parties, sir. These parties, they have been representative of the people.
But they are also responsible for the killings of the Kashmiris. 30,000 innocent lives have been lost in Kashmir. It's because of politics being played by them. The soft separatism which they encourage in Kashmir.
Soft
That is
separatism.
responsible for all this. And they are responsible for
All right.
those killings.
Right. Mr. Rahman, would you like to respond to that? Mr. Wahidur Rahman, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Would you like to respond to Brigadier Anil Gupta saying that you are propagating soft separatism and why can't you be called a gang?
His party was in alliance with us, for 3 years, and that was defined as the national interest. His party was in alliance with Farooq Saab, and that was also said National Defence Alliance. It's just what happens in India today is that when BJP is in alliance with you, you are doing it for national interest. And when BJP is not in alliance with you, you are anti-India and you are pro-Pakistan. Unfortunately, this party in center today has nothing to sell, and what they are selling is 370, 35A, and the absence of democracy in Jammu and Kashmir, and trying to justify it.
Right.
That, abrogation was for good. The whole act of abrogation wasn't provocation. It has costed the idea of India in Jammu and Kashmir.
Mr. Rahman, but your
history-
leader is also saying BJP violates the constitution day in and day out. Those are strong statements too. How low is the discourse going to fall?
No, very clearly. You want to govern a country as per the BJP's manifesto, not as per the Constitution of India. Tell me that we've been in alliance with BJP. They had an agenda of alliance where they agreed to talk with Hurriyat, they agreed to talk with militants, they agreed to have strengthen the Constitution of Jammu and Kashmir. That was national interest. And now when they withdraw the alliance, they say it's also a national interest. When they abuse us, they say it's in the national interest. When they have a dialogue with us, they say it's also in the national interest. Vajpayee was the Prime Minister of India. He engaged with Hurriyat. Was that in the national interest? And today when you book the same
Right.
Hurriyat leaders, you say it's also in the national interest.
All right.
We have a simple question. The point I'm trying to say is that BJP is redefining the idea of India, redefining the Constitution, and also redefining the rules of engagement. The problem with BJP today is not that, if you have a unity discourse happening in Maharashtra, you cannot say, because the moment there is a unity in Jammu and Kashmir, you say it's pro-Muslim, it's Gufkar, it's pro-Pakistan.
All right.
Their problem is with Muslims.
All right,
Their
let-
problem is not with anything
Let
else.
Brigadier Gupta respond to that. Brigadier Gupta, BJP is redefining the idea of India and the rules of engagement. After all, 3 of these parties were in alliance with you in the past.
Never.
Never?
NC was partner or a part of NDA. BJP did not ally with the National Conference. Also, as far as BJP is concerned, we have pre-election alliance with them. It was to respect the mandate given by the people. There was no other alternative that time.
So
that
now
is
the
why
rules of engagement
we
have
had-
changed, given that the elections are here.
No, it's not
Is
question of-
your party, Brigadier Anil Gupta, nervous because the Gupkar alliance is on a position of strength that they decided to participate in this democratic process?
Not at all. Who told you that they're in a position of strength? They have till date not even gone and had a single rally in Kashmir.
Why don't you hold assembly?
Kashmiris hate
You're
them.
so confident.
Kashmiris don't even want to see their face. What
Why
are you
don't you
talking?
hold-
Where is the strength?
Well, the
By
elections
sitting in
will
the
decide
houses
that
in
whether they
Gupkar
hate
Road,
them or
why don't
not.
you hold elections?
But
By
I'm just asking you, isn't it your
Please listen to me. By sitting the houses in Gupkar Road, do you think they become strong? It is not so. My dear friend, ground reality is entirely different. We are not nervous. They are nervous. It is their nervousness. You see, right from beginning, they had no other intention
Mr.
but to come
Rahman,
back to
okay,
power.
let Mr. Rahman respond to that. Mr. Rahman, Brigadier Anil Gupta says you are nervous.
You are jailing 3 chief ministers of Jammu and Kashmir state, democratically elected leaders, and then you are defining them as, a threat to the sovereignty and threat to the politics of India. Tell me, what is India in Jammu and Kashmir? You want to bring a Naya Kashmir from outside Jammu and Kashmir? The Brigadier Gupta talks like, it's not a military problem. There are people living in this place, and we are custodians of our place. We don't need lecture from him to understand our place and our rights. We are very clear that the people of Jammu and Kashmir have the right to choose the future they want to choose. They want to choose their politics, and they will not take dictations from Delhi or anyone else. By branding us pro-Pakistan separatists, we don't need their certificates. We know that our fight is for the Constitution and for the constitutional rights. We stand for the Constitution of India, and we have nothing to do with any anti-national elements. But it's our right in the democracy of India to fight for our
Right.
Constitution, and it is BJP which is which is actually undermining the constitutional space, which is undermining the democracy in Jammu and Kashmir. If Atmore Ahmed was conducive of Parliament Panchayat, why was Assembly delayed when it was, scheduled to be held in Jammu and Kashmir? So you are depriving democracy in a state because you are not...
Mr. Rahman, but let me remind you, 3 leaders of your party had quit over the remarks earlier Mehbooba Mufti had made. These leaders had said that her remarks were hurting patriotic sentiments.
Because they were threatened. Our workers are being threatened all across state by BJP. You don't know the level of intimidation when you have a home minister. When you have a home minister saying a chief minister is a gang. When you have a home minister publicly saying tell me the level of low politics that's happening. Amit Shah ji is the home minister of our country, and he's branding 3 chief ministers as a gang. What is the definition of democracy in this country today?
All right, Brigadier Gupta, would you respond to that?
Yes. Rohit, firstly, those 3 leaders who resigned from Jammu were never threatened by anybody. They resigned their own sweet will. Because they say we respect Constitution of India on the one hand, on the other hand they say we do not recognize Tiranga. We will lift Tiranga only if the state flag, when state flag is restored. This is their respect of the Constitution. No. Secondly, he says our Jammu and Kashmir. Why it's my Jammu and Kashmir also? I also belong to the same state. Who has given you right to speak on my behalf? We have not given you any mandate. You people are thrusting yourself on Jammu and then claiming to be the spokesperson of Jammu. You people have always discriminated against Jammu. You have let down Jammu. You have hurt the Dogra sentiment and the Dogra pride. You have left nothing of the Dogra heritage. And today you are saying that you are the custodians of the Dogra interest. This is all sheer politics.
All right, let Mr. Rahman respond to that. Mr. Rahman?
Just for the sake of power. They were unemployed dynasts who were seeking power, and now they have found an opportunity. 370 was an alibi. They never wanted a restriction of 370.
But what's wrong in participating in a democratically held election, Brigadier Gupta?
There's nothing wrong. That's what I'm saying. There's a dual face of theirs. Right from day one, they should have said we want to contest election. They tried to earn the sympathy of the people by saying we want to restore 370. They didn't get any response.
All right, Brigadier Gupta, you've made a lot of points. Let Mr. Rahman respond to that. Mr. Rahman, if I may add one final question to you, is this some sort of a double-edged sword for you? If you boycott the election, you are accused of not participating in a democratic process. If you participate in the election, there's a sentiment that Nazir was referring to, that you are accused of normalizing the centre's decision on 370 and special status. Is it some sort of a double-edged sword for you, these elections?
The larger point here is today, this election is not for political empowerment. This is an engagement election. This is not what gives legislative powers to the people of Jammu and Kashmir state. Unfortunately, I've been hearing very keenly to the Brigadier Gupta. I mean, apart from BJP, he's been serving Indian Army and the national interest of this country. How do you define the national interest without the people of Kashmir? We are 80% majority in the region, and you are making it Hindu-Muslim, and then you say that because you are fighting with Pakistan, you want to thrash Kashmiri Muslims. उनको तो लड़ नहीं सकते हो आप, उनको कुछ बिगाड़ नहीं सकते हो, हमें पीट रहे हो आप. आप हमें बताइए 47 में जब 2 बंटवारा हुआ, हम लोग आपके साथ आए, आज आप हमें पीट रहे हो क्योंकि उनको आप कुछ नहीं कर सकते. And he claims to be a general, brigadier or whatever he wants to be claiming. Unfortunately, such people for political gains are compromising with the larger interest of this country, with the large democracy of India.
All right, a quick right to reply to Brigadier Gupta before I close this discussion. Brigadier Gupta?
Firstly, this man, Para, must realize that I am not claiming to be. I have earned this rank. I have served 37 years in the Indian Army. I am not claiming to be brigadier or general. So he must mend his language and he must know how to address a senior veteran who served for this country. Secondly, as far as the interest of the people is concerned, they always threaten us with 80%. That is the problem. Their mindset is we are 80%. So whatever we want, it should happen. 2 days back, one of their leaders said that we will decide the rights of the West Pakistan refugees, the Balmikis and the Gurkhas. How can the BJP decide?
All right.
This is their mindset.
All right. Brigadier Anil Gupta and Wahidur Rahman, thanks very much for joining me on this discussion. So strong words from both sides ahead of the local body elections to be held later this month.